Hello and welcome back to Dave's Faves. This video, is episode 3 of Waves Faves. We're going to be doing week 7 in the NFL. Last week I went 9-6, so now I'm at 18-11 for the first 2 weeks, first 2 episodes of Waves Faves, which I think is pretty solid. A few big picks that I missed last week was Eagles losing to the Jets. I'm going to pick the Eagles every week. I'm an Eagles fan. It's disingenuous for me to not choose them because every week I go into those games expecting us to win. And what else did I miss? And whatever. That was just the biggest one in my head that I was like, it just sucks for me to miss that one. But new week, so we're looking to go. I think there's only 13 games this week. Yeah, because there's 6 teams that are off, so there's only 13 games. So I could move up to 31-11, which would be crazy if I get all these right. But it's football any given Sunday, but let's just get into it. I'm trying to do this in one take. I have my notes right here. I'm gonna be doing a lot of these, like looking over and just checking which I picked, but I don't want to do any editing. I just want to post this ASAP as possible. So like and subscribe, and let's get into these picks. First up is the Thursday night game, which is happening tonight. Jacksonville versus the New Orleans Saints. I'm gonna take Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville looked pretty good in their win last week. That was another one that I missed. I think I picked them to lose to the Colts, and they beat the Colts. I remember that. So I think Jacksonville's going to win. I think the Saints are kind of lost right now. Jameis Winston was kind of just complaining to Alvin Kamara last week, and Kamara just kind of looked like he was just like, yeah, I know. I don't know. The Saints are just kind of a weird team right now. I'm going to take Jacksonville over them. Next up is the Chicago Bears versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to take the Bears. I don't know. This is just a wild card pick. I think both of these teams are kind of weird right now. The Raiders barely beat the Pats last week, and Devontae Adams had like -6 receiving yards. That's an exaggeration, but he just did not look like himself. And barely beating the Patriots is embarrassing, even though the Eagles did that. But the Patriots are just kind of a bad team right now. So I think I'm gonna take the Bears. Maybe DJ Moore, and doesn't feel like another good game, but it's football. I keep saying that, but I don't know. I feel good about the Bears this week. So Bears over Raiders. Next up is the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to take Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson is out for the year, which is a big blow, but I think Gardner Minshew is a competent quarterback. I like Gardner Minshew a lot. He played for my Eagles. He didn't really have that many good games last year when Jalen Hurts went down, but the year before that, against the Jets, he had a great game. I just like Gardner Minshew. And I think, the Browns barely squeaked out a win last week against the 49ers with P.J. Walker as their QB for that game. So that was funny. But I don't know. I still think the Colts are a better football team at this point in time, even without Anthony Richardson. So I'm going to take the Colts. Next up is the Buffalo Bills versus the New England Patriots. I'm going to take the Bills. The Patriots are just really bad right now. Mac Jones just looks like a terrible quarterback, and I think they know that. And I think it's only a matter of time before Bailey Zappi or Zappa or Zap, whatever his name is going to be snapping the ball or receiving the snap and being the quarterback. I don't know why I went with that stupid saying, but whatever. I think the Pats are kind of lost right now. I'm going to take the Bills. I really like Josh Allen. I think the Bills are a good football team. They barely won last week against the Giants. The Bills are a weird team, but they're a good team. They'll win and play bad, and they'll lose and play really. They're just weird. And I don't know. They annihilated the Dolphins, but then barely beat the Giants. But whatever. I'm taking the Bills. Next up is the Commanders versus the New York Giants. I'm going to take the Commanders. The Giants are really bad. Daniel Jones is not a very good quarterback. Dabble, I think, it's just kind of a fraud. I don't really think he should have won Coach of the Year last year. That's just me because I don't like either of these teams. I'm an Eagles fan. NFC East, we hate each other. So I'm going to take the Washington, though. I took Washington last week and they won. I just kind of flipped my whole perspective on that team once the Eagles barely beat them in overtime. I think Sam Howell's a pretty solid quarterback when he's on his game. And they have a pretty good offense, and their defense is actually pretty solid too. And the Giants are just a bad football team, so I think Washington sort of outclasses them in every aspect of the game of football. So I'm going to take the Commanders. Next up is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to take the Bucs. I think the Falcons are in a really bad place right now. Desmond Ridder looked like ass last week against Washington. He had that end zone pick, and Arthur Smith, I think his name is the coach. He looked like looks like Big Cat from Barstool, but he looked like he was watching his dog get hit by a car when he saw those late game interceptions. I feel like they're gonna bench him for Taylor Heineke eventually, but Ridder's young. That team has so much potential with what's his name, Drake May, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, and Desmond Ritter's an all right quarterback when he's on his game, but like he just did not look good last week. I think Tampa Bay is a fun team. They kind of got annihilated last week in their creamsicle jerseys against who did they play? Doesn't matter, but they lost. But I don't know. I think the Bucs are just at this point better than the Falcons. I think the Falcons are gonna have these next few weeks to decide if they want to keep riding with Desmond Ritter for the rest of the year. So I'm gonna take the Buccaneers. Next up is the Detroit Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens. I'm gonna take the Lions. The Lions are playing really good football right now. Jared Goff looks really good. He's like 13-3 in his last 16 starts. And the Ravens are, they're 4-2. Like they look good, but like I don't know. Like these last 3 weeks, they've not been playing very good football. Steelers, they had all those red zone opportunities and lost. They won last week against Tennessee, but like really, like it was like Justin Tucker had 80% of your points. Like he had all these red zone opportunities and then settled for a field goal. Like it's rough. OBJ had that, he looked like young OBJ, but I don't see much potential with OBJ for the rest of the year. Lamar Jackson's, he's a good quarterback, but like this Baltimore offense just cannot convert when they need to, and I think the Lions are kind of cruising right now, and Jared Goff looks like he did in like 2019. So I'm gonna take the Lions. Next up is the Seattle Seahawks. Oh no! Next up is I can do whatever order. I'm gonna take the Seahawks over the Arizona Cardinals. Seattle lost last week to Cincinnati, but I think at this point they're just better than the Cardinals. I haven't really watched or heard much of what the Seahawks are doing this year. I saw DK Metcalf like shoved the corner that was on him last week, and I forget who the freaking Cardinals played. But I'm just casual football fan. I'm gonna take the Seahawks over the Cardinals. Next up is the Rams versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna take the Rams. The Steelers are another team that kind of just look lost right now. Like that offense is just not very good. Kenny Pickett, like he's a good quarterback, but like that offense, like Matt Canada, that's his name, right? He just seems like a bum and doesn't know how to scheme up anything competent. And like they have good pieces, like George Pickens, Najee Harris is all right, but like they have like good offensive pieces, and Mike Tomlin's a good coach. I think he's more defensive minded if I'm correct in thinking that, but like they just kind of look lost right now. I think the Rams are a pretty good football team. I think since Cooper Kupp's been back, Puka's sort of seen a lack of targets, but I think if you are able to incorporate both of those wide receivers into your passing game, like Matt Stafford is capable of doing occasionally, even though he kind of overloads his number one wide receiver, I think they can win a lot of football games. But in this week, I'm taking the Rams over the Steelers. Next up is the Packers versus the Denver Broncos. I'm going to take the Packers. Denver, another team that looks very lost. Russell Wilson is he's not very good. And Denver is just not a very good football team. I think they're going to blow it up very soon. And I'm hoping that the Eagles can acquire some pieces from them, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to take the Packers. This is just going to be another pissing contest. I think the Packers are honestly not that good either. I think Jordan Love he's all right. He's still young. This is his first full year as the starting QB in Green Bay. But, this game's just going to be probably like 18-19. And I'm going to take the Packers in that. Next up is the Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm going to take the Chiefs. The Chiefs are also kind of rolling right now. They lost week 1 against the Lions, but since having Travis Kelce back and Chris Jones back on defense, like they just feel like a complete football team, and Patrick Mahomes is probably the best quarterback in the NFL. And the Chargers are good, but Justin Herbert didn't really look very good last week against Dallas. He had a lot of opportunities to win that game, and he just kind of wasn't able to do that, and they lost. So I'm going to take the Chiefs in this AFC West showdown. Next up, Sunday Night Football, Philadelphia Eagles, Miami Dolphins. Like I said always, I'm going to take my Eagles. It's the first Kelly Green week of the year. Very excited, Sunday Night Football. Miami's a very good football team. These are both 5-1 football teams. The Jets beat the Eagles last week. That was a very bad loss. Jalen Hurts had a lot of really silly interceptions. A few of them were avoidable. All of them are honestly avoidable. There are a few kind of bad reads by Jalen, like that one late game one where he was targeting Dallas Goedert, but there were 2 corners like pinching in, and he kind of had his blinders on Dallas there. But there are a few deflections. The defense looked really good last week, and I think that's going to be big against Miami, whose offense is high flying. They are missing that rookie running back, whatever his name is, but they're a passing team like Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua. Those are all big cogs in the fact that they can Tyreek is like leading the NFL in receiving yards. Like, that's a high-flying offense, but, you know, it's going to be tough. Eagles have Sidney Brown back this week. I don't think Slay's going to be back, which is, you know, kind of a big blow. But, you know, I think if we can lock down defense and the offense can, you know, look like they have been doing, you know, A.J. Brown with, like, his 4th straight game of 125 receiving yards, like, I think the Eagles, I say we, but, like, they bounced back well after a loss. They're really going to make adjustments. Nick Sirianni's a smart coach. I think he's going to be able to scheme up something good for this team, and Jalen Hurts is probably the only quarterback in the league that I want leading this team. And I think we're just going to figure it out. And then, you know, we're going to look good in Kelly Green. I think we're going to beat the Dolphins. So, yeah, go Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. Next up, Monday Night Football. Niners versus the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take the Niners. I think Brock Purdy's still a fraud. I think that was kind of shown last week. Like, he was missing. Like, I'm just a hater. But, like, everyone's just so high on Purdy because, you know, he had that undefeated regular season record. But, like, he's just a guy. He's just a good quarterback who can fit into that team and is able to work with all those pieces. But once you lose CMC and Debo, he wasn't able. He had like a 3 and out, or like 4 and out on a potential game-winning drive where they missed the field goal. Just missed like 4 straight passes. Like, I don't know. I mean, Ayuk, you know, he's there still. I don't know the status of the health of CMC or Debo, but regardless, I'm going to take San Francisco. They're going to bounce back. In Minnesota, they're missing Jettas, and I think that's just not a very good football team without, you know, your game changer, Justin Jefferson, who, you know, he gets like 160 receiving yards every game. But yeah, those are my picks. Let me know if you disagree with me in the comments or don't. But yeah, like I said, we're 18 and 11 overall, looking to get to 31 and 11. Let's do this. All these picks are going to hit. I believe in myself. Go Birds. That's the biggest thing. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.